Hello and welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about beast mode and we're going to be focused on the epic follow up process. Now, my name's Hawk Mikado. I'm the funnel genius, and I've been doing this for over a decade where I've been helping entrepreneurs help grow their list, help them book more appointments, and ultimately help them scale to 7 and 8 figures. We've helped dozens of companies do this and dozens of entrepreneurs do this. What I've been talking about over this series in the beast mode is how to ultimately grow and scale your business, leveraging funnels and specifically focusing on how do you get more people into sales meetings. So if you haven't watched the overview and some of the previous videos, go back to the beginning. There's going to be a little button, click the little card that says click there, go to the whole playlist. You can watch starting at the beginning and make sure that you've gone through each of these steps, build on one another. So today we're going to be focused on the epic follow-up process. Now, I'm going to go into a brief overview of the whole process, and then in the next 4 videos, we're going to break down each and every single component of the epic follow-up process. So when you're looking at following up, one of the key things that I think is often missed, most people think follow-up happens once you've collected their lead, once you've actually gotten the opt-in, once they've joined your list. Now, that is true. That is a core component of follow-up. And as a matter of fact, there are a few different places and a few different ways that you can follow up. And when you're thinking about your customer, I want you to think about follow-up from the perspective of not are they on your list or not, but think of them from the perspective of what is the place in the buyer's journey that they're at. So that's number one, which we talked about in one of the previous episodes. So make sure, again, go back and watch that if you haven't. And number two is where are they currently in your world, right? Are they on your list as a lead? Are they on your list as a buyer? Or maybe they're just in your world as a follower or just a viewer on social media. Because follow-up happens from the moment that the person makes the decision that they have a problem, that they're looking for the solution, or that they want the service that you have to provide. And so if you can come at your follow-up from that perspective, your follow-up game will change dramatically, change drastically, and you'll be able to create much, much better follow-up campaigns. Now, when you're thinking about this, right, think about the moment somebody makes that decision and now your ad is served, or a piece of social media content that you have is served, or your blog article is served, or something is served up to them, and now they're looking at your content. And now you're able to follow up with them through additional pieces of content. So a strategy that I learned about, I believe Billie Jean is one of the more popularized persons who does this. I've seen a couple other people do it. We've tested it and implemented it for some of our clients and for ourselves as well, where you take a core piece of content and it goes into social media, right? And then somebody watches that content and then you follow up with the next piece of content, right? Similar to like a product launch formula or a video series type piece of content where they watch the first, then they get the next, then they get the next, then they get the next. Now, if they haven't opted in, the only way to do that is to then run ads, retarget them, and get them to watch the next video. So the first video has a core piece of content, core piece of information, helps break through one specific limiting belief, helps them either become aware of the problem, aware of the solution, or aware of the service that can provide them the solution to the problem that they have. And once you've done that, now they're like, oh, cool, now I want to know more, right? But if they don't take that next step for whatever reason, now we retarget them with another piece of content, right? That is still a form of follow-up. And there are a bunch of other ways to do this, but I just want you to understand that follow-up is not just, hey, I'm going to send an email out to my list on a regular basis and then hope to God that they buy, which is what most people do. And they're not even emailing enough, unfortunately. So with that, without further ado, we're going to go through the epic follow-up process. I'm going to give you a quick overview. The first is engagement. The next is ping or personalization. The next is inspire. And the final is connect. So with engagement is at its core any way that you can get your audience to engage with your content, right? Again, so that's social, that's email, that's text, that's blog, that's literally anything and everything, something that gets them to engage. Now, it is impossible for somebody to not engage, and then take the next step. So engagement is at the core fundamental of every single piece of follow-up that you could ever put out into the world. When somebody's coming in, they're going to engage with your content, right? If it's an email, they're going to open that email. That's an engagement point. They read the email. That's another engagement point. They click on the email. That's another engagement point, right? Same thing with social, right? They're scrolling. They stop on your post. That's an engagement point. They click to see more, to read the rest. That's an engagement point. Maybe they comment on your post. That's an engagement point. They like your post. That's another engagement point. Every single thing that they do is a point of engagement. And we want to look at engagement as a process that we do with our clients, with our leads, with our prospects. How can we develop how can we develop the right content to get them to take an action, not just any action, but a meaningful action, right? So on social media, if I want you to comment, then I'm going to tell you, right, hey, go through this thing, read this thing, you finish reading it, comment to get the next step. Now it's a point of engagement. Now, the beautiful thing about commenting, right, in this case, is it moves them to the next stage, which now allows us to understand what are the things that they're interested in. Now we can start to segment them. Now we can start to give them specific information, specific content, specific offers. We can really begin to personalize the content to them. But furthermore, when we personalize that content to them, we can also now send them a DM maybe, or send them a text message. And we can get their phone to ping. We can get their notifications to ping. And it's not just a random notification, it's a personalized notification. That notification really creates that, oh, wow, this person or this company is thinking about the things that I'm thinking about. They're answering questions that I have questions to. They want to be there to help me. So let me dive a little bit deeper and go a little bit deeper into this, right? And so they will then click, consume, take the next step, whatever the case may be. But the beautiful thing about having that personalized thing, right? When you can get it to where your phone, or the client's phone, right, is pinging, right? That those notifications happen. Right? I just got another notification just a few minutes ago. That's like, oh, money came in. Oh, this person commented on my post. Oh, this person, right, did something else, right? Every time that notification happens, that is a positive reinforcement for them to continue to engage with your content, because we want the attention. Humans want to be connected. They want to be a part of something. And those personalized notifications, when they are personalized, when they feel personal, when they don't feel just random, or I saw somebody post about this the other day. They're like, there's never a need to tag me and 99 other people in a post, right? In Facebook groups, when people are like tagging every single person in the group, like, unless it's a welcome message, that's unnecessary in most cases. Now, if you're targeting the people who you know are interested in it, and it's like a specific targeted, right, that's a totally different conversation. So making sure that the information that you're putting out there is personal to them, it relates to them and gets them excited. From there, once you have that, right, now you have a way to get in touch with them, and hopefully you're in their DMs at this point, or you're texting them, or in the very least you've got notifications going off about groups and or content that you are posting out, emails that you're sending out, right? They prioritized you and your content. Now we want to look for ways that we can inspire them to take the action that we want them to take. So this often comes from helping solve a part of the problem, not the whole problem. We don't want to give them everything to be able to, hey, come here, buy, come here. I'm going to solve all your entire problem so you have nothing left to buy. We want to give them just enough to where they realize that the problem they have is much bigger and that we are the solution. That is the biggest key, right? So when you're creating your content, when you're doing all of your follow-up, and it doesn't matter what kind of follow-up it is, you want to make sure that the content that you're putting out there is designed to motivate them to take action, designed to move them forward. It helps break through their false beliefs, their limiting beliefs, overcomes their objections, and helps them come up with new beliefs, helps them create new understanding and awareness, and wanting to move forward in at least learning and understanding how your solution could be the right solution for them, or your service could be the right solution to their problem. And by doing this, now you've brought them into your world. Right now you're giving them more, you're connecting with them on a bigger level. And this is a great place to share testimonials, success stories, case studies, other things like that, because this is where they're already there. They're hungry, they're looking, they want to feel like you've helped other people just like them. They don't want to feel alone. Up to this point, they probably felt alone in some way, shape, or form. And by making sure that they don't feel alone, you can help inspire them to go, not only am I not alone, but this person can help me. This company can help me. And now I want to find out what's that next step. And that's when they click. That's when they go to the page. That's when they submit a form. That's when they fill out the application. That's when they purchase from you. That's when they schedule a call, whatever the call to action that you have there is. Which then leads us to the final stage, which is connect. Now, connecting is probably one of the least utilized because it takes work. It takes human beings. It takes live interaction. Now, AI is going to help with this to a point. I believe that AI is going to help replace appointment setters pretty much across the board by the end of this year, if not sooner. Now, I don't think it's going to replace salespeople anytime soon, at least not good ones. Now, we're not talking about order taking because there, a long time ago, my wife was working at this company when we first met, and she's like, I'm in sales. I was like, well, tell me about the process. Like, I'd love to, I was trying to learn some stuff. And she's like, oh, well, they come in, they tell me what they want, and I fill out a form, and then they buy. I'm like, well, that's not sales. That's order taking. So you're an order taker. That doesn't require any sales skills other than being able to answer some frequently asked questions. But for the most part, they're already sold. They're there because they've made a decision to buy. They walked into the store. The likelihood they're not going to walk out is very, very slim, right? So when you're having this conversation, you have to be able to connect with the person. And sales, a skill of sales in some way, shape, or form is really, really important here. You have to be able to come at it from a place of, I want to help. I want to give you the best solution. And I'm not here to just sell you anything, but utilizing question-based selling is probably one of the most powerful tools that you can use at this stage. And we find that when our clients use this, not only can they triple their entire revenue if they implement all these stages, but 70% of the revenue that comes in generally comes in from the connect stage. So they're tripling the amount of money that they're making within weeks in some cases. And then from there, 70% of the money that they make comes from a proper process to connect with their audience. Now, that could be over the phone, picking up the phone. That could be one-on-one in-person meetings. That could be via text or email or whatever. But this is a human-to-human interaction. Actually having a conversation with somebody, giving them the time of day, and having a, hey, look, what is it that you need? Why do you need it? Is this really the right fit for you? If it is, what's your budget? Great. Well, if you're in, if your budget matches what we can help you with, here's an offer. If not, here's a couple of other resources or solutions. And if it's, totally not a fit, maybe you should go look at a few of these companies over here. They could probably help you. Right? Things like that help add value. They help you connect. They help you become the industry leader that you are meant to be. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Make sure that you come back for more. Hit the subscribe, hit the follow, like button, and hit the little bell button so that you can make sure you get notifications about these. And stay tuned for the next episode. Now, one other thing, if you have any questions at all, doesn't have to be about follow-up, can be any questions about marketing at all, make sure you drop them in the comments below. Myself and my team will be here. We're going to be answering your questions, and we'll be recording videos or just straight up answering. So you'll be able to get all of your questions answered, anything about marketing, sales, business growth, whatever it is, and ask the questions below. We'll be happy to answer. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next video.